Yo, what's going on, guys? My name's Kuzmai, and today's video is going to be on the Synaptic Combat Rig. This is episode number 3 of 6. Let's get into it. So over the months that Call of Duty Infinite Warfare has been out, there has been a lot of speculation on if the Synaptic rig actually has a smaller hitbox than any other rig. Someone actually did a lot of editing and stuff like that to find out where exactly the hitbox is for these things. And turns out that every rig actually does have the same hitbox. So by running this class, you're not going to get yourself an extra little bit of, protection from having a smaller hitbox. They're not actually that much harder to hit than, say, a Merc or a Striker or an FTL. But the first thing we're going to talk about is the Equalizers. Now, the Equalizers are pretty much two dual-wield machine guns that are built in. They have suppressors and stuff like that, so you're not going to be on the show up on the map when you actually use these. But these things are pretty devastating in hardcore and core. But just like any other payload, lethal payload, I would recommend using them in core. That way you can tank more bullets and use your payload for a much longer period. Also, the other thing with playing it in core is that you get your reticle there in the middle. When you're in hardcore, that reticle's not there, so it's a little bit harder to aim, and you end up wasting a lot more ammunition than you really should. So, like I said, just keep it in core and you'll do just fine. So the next payload we'd have for the Synaptic rig is the Rewind. And what the Rewind does is it rewinds your position and replenishes health and ammo. It's really good for getting out of sticky situations where, you're saying you're rushing in pretty hard and you kind of find yourself in a bad position. Maybe the enemy team is spawned in a position where you're not really ready for it. Just hit that Rewind, it'll regenerate your health and your ammo, and it'll get you out of some really, really tight situations. Now, what's good with the Rewind is that it's good for either core or hardcore. Now, I understand, in hardcore you kind of take more bullet damage and it will kill you faster, but it's more of like a preemptive thing. If you're, in a gun battle and all that kind of stuff, and you just like, I'm not feeling comfortable at this, you can Rewind, and you're invulnerable during your Rewind state. Now, the next up on our list is the Reaper, and the Reaper more or less turns you into a dog with rapid melee combat mode. It's really, really good in core and not so good in hardcore, just like with any other lethal payload, as I've been saying, because you can't tank as many rounds as you can in core. So just stick this with core, and I'll also recommend switching it into thermal mode. It makes it a lot easier to see those people that are kind of camping in corners that you wouldn't normally see if you weren't in thermal mode. Now onto our rig traits. The first rig trait we have is Combat Burst, and after each kill you gain a brief boost to movement speed. Now, I used this for some time trying to see the difference in it, and I can tell you from experience that I don't see much of a difference between normal running with the Synaptic and a combat boost. But this is going to be one of those traits that you can use in either core or hardcore. Apparently it gives you a more boost to your movement speed. So if it does, and if it's that noticeable to you, run it, man. It's on you what you want to run. I didn't notice a difference in it. I can move around the map pretty fast without it, and I have been doing without it. And the only time I actually used this was for making this video, and I didn't notice a difference. So if you want to use it, go ahead and use it. If not, it's no skin off your back. And the second one for rig traits is Propulsion, and it has to be my favorite rig trait to run with the Synaptic. And what the Propulsion does is it improves your thrusters, allowing energy to recover faster, and it also damages players below you. Meaning, a little bar you see whenever you use your boost, it has a long charge rate. This thing just instantaneously recharges that boost, and it allows you to fly around the map very high, very fast. Now, if Synaptic is your rig of choice, I'm telling you, I would run Propulsion. 9 times out of 10, Propulsion is the best trait to run with this. And I don't normally say, what trait you should and shouldn't run, but this thing is amazing. It allows you to use your cover more effectively, get higher up, and you will win more gunfights with this trait than with any other trait on the Synaptic rig. Alright, now we're moving into our third and final trait, and that is Rushdown. And Rushdown, what you do is to execute a quick move in any direction by pressing the left stick button down. Once again, if I could equate it to anything, it would be like a Twilight Garrison propulsion from Destiny. And I know I'm using a lot of Destiny, but that's because I'm just so freaking hyped for it. Oh my god. But it really is, though. It lets you maneuver yourself in a way that is just, it's really ridiculous. And when I said 9 out of 10 for propulsion, this is that one instance in where I would love and I do love using Rushdown because it gets you close in with the enemy, and it's kind of like a FTL jump, but only not as dramatic. And once again, this can be a core or a hardcore perk. I would lean more towards core because, like I said, you can tank more rounds. When you're getting in close with someone, if they kind of just spray at you as you're moving in, they have a higher chance of actually getting you. But anyways, guys, that is going to be the end of the video today. If you liked the video, smash that thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel, hit that sub. And if you do, make sure you hit that little bell somewhere right next to it. That way you know when I drop videos or when I start live streaming. But we will continue the next episode. Today is Monday, so that'll be Wednesday. Wednesday, the next episode will drop, and the next episode will actually be FTL, I believe. Yes, FTL. So, if you guys enjoy the video, I know you guys will keep coming back to this series. But I'll see you all in the next one, guys. Peace out.
We're back from the dead. Hell yeah.